Hey guys, I'm Melissa.
I'm Patty.
We are
Efecto podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
Yes, welcome back.
Episode 58.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. We're so bad. We don't fucking know what episode we're on.
Episode 58. But we hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode, and we have a very special episode this week.
Yes, we have a guest. And we're so excited because I think since, again, I would say probably one of the first people that we were thinking about when we started the podcast, and we're like, oh, we could have guests. And once we found out what this person was doing, we're like, oh, we need to have her.
And it's finally happening.
It only took 58 episodes, but we got her.
She's here.
Yes, one of our very, very good friends, our Esty Bestie, the girl who keeps our skin right and my brows tight.
We have SkinByDaniK.
I'm here. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
I'm
Join
excited.
us.
Of course. Anytime.
Oh my God.
I'm happy to be here. Yeah. Thank you guys.
We're excited.
Right.
Are you nervous?
I am nervous.
No, it's okay. We're only going to ask you deep, dark secrets. It's okay.
I know. Yeah, like Patty said, we got this forever, okay?
Yeah.
Even the unedited clips, okay?
Yeah, we keep the unedited shit.
Okay, I'm going to be like,
Like, you didn't have PR training before this?
no. No, unfortunately, I
That's
didn't.
crazy.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say, babes.
Nothing is off limits.
Oh my God.
Because we control the editing, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's the scary part. But
like,
it's going to be like, put that shit in there.
She's like, no, guys. We're like, oops, sorry.
It's done.
My bad.
We can't re-edit this.
Yeah, it's posted on YouTube. Everybody can see
It's
it.
already up.
It's out there for the world, okay? No, but we're so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be
Like
here.
Patty said, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, I know. Ever since you guys started the podcast,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're going to have you and
Yeah.
Timor
Yeah.
or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it took time, but we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's honestly a good time because I feel like there's so much that has happened in your career.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like I can definitely tell you guys so much more about it now than when I first started, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's get into it.
Fucking jump
Oh my
in.
God.
So, Daniella.
That's her favorite question, by the way.
I know. Tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up? Just who is SkinByDaniK?
Yeah,
Who's Daniella?
Yeah, who is Danny?
I am a Latina.
Period.
I was born and raised in Inglewood. My parents are from Mexico. Yeah, I started this esthetician journey in 2021, and I've been there ever since. And
2021.
yeah, it was still kind of COVID time
Yeah.
when I started school, and then I got my license 2022.
It was 21 because I remember for that birthday. We went to your house, or I was at your house.
Oh my
when
God!
they all had COVID.
Yeah,
And we had balloons, and you were in class.
I was in class.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my
2024.
God. I forgot about that. You guys came with Jossie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, that went by quick.
Yeah.
2021 feels like years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember everyone had COVID.
Yeah, that's why it was a Zoom. You're like, when we were there,
Yeah.
you're like, what is going on? You're like, what is this?
Yeah. I was like, what is going on?
You're like,
Anthony
what
was
are you
like
talking about?
dying. Remember, he didn't even
my
log
God.
in.
Yeah.
I was like, where is my man? Why?
On my birthday, how dare you?
Yeah. He's like seeing red and shit.
So
Yeah.
rude, Timor. So fucking rude.
Right. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much me. I grew up in Inglewood. My family, I have 2 siblings. My parents. Yeah, that's
What part of Mexico are your parents from?
from Jalisco.
Both of them?
Yes.
Oh,
So my mom was born in Valle de Guadalupe, and they moved to Guadalajara. So my grandparents, their home is in Guadalajara, and then my dad is Guadalajara. He's like 2 hours from Guadalajara. It's called Palo Alto. I don't know. It's like
Oh.
a small little pueblo, like up 2 hours from like Guadalajara. But that's where they're from. Yeah, I haven't been there since 2021 actually.
Okay, so now we're just gonna ask just like little silly questions.
Okay.
Hopefully nothing too crazy. What's one of your most memorable or favorite childhood memories?
One of my I have a best friend. She lived like 2 houses down from me. So growing up, my dad would always like take us outside. Like he would lay a big carpet. My dad used to install carpet, so he would lay a carpet on the grass for us to play. And I just remember like I would love getting home and like, is Julissa home already? Like, aww. And you know, we would just meet up. Like there was a long just grass between our houses, so she would just run to the grass. Like we would just meet in the grass. My dad, she had a Barbie like phone that till this day like we talk about because I wanted the phone, right?
How dare she have it and not you, bitch?
Right. And she's 3 years older than me, right? So I would be like, Julissa, like, can I use your phone today? Like, can I have the Barbie phone? And she would be like, no, it's mine. And I'll be like, fine, I'm going home, right? Like, and she would be like, okay, here. She'd be like, okay, here.
How old are you guys?
Girl, so my dad, when I was like 3, he would tell her dad like, oh, like my daughter can play with your daughter. And her dad still tells me like, I remember your dad used to tell me. And I'm like, she's a little baby girl. Like, what is my daughter? His daughter was 6. She's like, what are they gonna do? Yeah. But we grew up, and then since we were like, I think I was like maybe 6 when she started playing, like when we started playing together. So I'd be like, I'm going home, you know. And then she would be like, no, here. Oh. And then one day she was like, okay, go home.
You're like, damn.
Dude, work today. She still talks about it. She's like, remember when I stood up to you? I'm like, fuck you.
Now you're feeling her bullying. You're 3 years older than her.
Dude, so just those memories.
About that life.
Like, I was like, give me the phone.
Don't play with her.
So that's my phone. This is our phone.
That is so
and to this day,
funny.
she tells me, she's like, remember the Barbie phone? Like, and I'm like, yeah. Remember you stood up to me.
How dare you?
And I went home.
You stood up. One thing about Danny, she goes stand on business.
I was like, okay, I'll go home.
10 toes down.
And then later, I'm like, to her mom, like, Chelo, is Julissa here?
You're like, I don't want the phone anymore.
No, you can keep it. But just those times, like, my dad teaching me how to, like, rollerblade, ride a bike, like, because my mom worked nights, so everything was with my dad always. So just those memories, like him walking me to the store. You want to go to the store? Yes. Like walk me to the store, the panaderia, I would get a cupcake. Like those memories are just what I remember.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you're still friends with your homegirl.
Oh yeah. We're still friends. And
Does
she's
she still
like,
live there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because her parents owned that house.
Oh, okay.
So I lived like 2 houses down, and then across the street was one of my tias, and my tia still lives there too. But yeah, I'm still friends with her.
Oh, so
we talk
cute.
all the time. Yeah. She's one of those friends that I could be like, bitch, fuck you. Bye. Hang up. And then 2 seconds later, she's like, should I wear this? I'm like, I said, bitch, fuck you.
She's like, irrelevant. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This is probably the hardest question.
Okay.
I don't think you're ready.
What's your current coffee order?
Oh, my God. Okay. Honestly, anywhere I go, if they have like a brown sugar latte, I want a brown sugar latte. But I've been making my coffee at home.
She's been making some bomb. The coffee you made me when we went to the LAFC game.
Yeah, I love. So right now, I just made a new concoction. I do brown sugar, a little bit of brown sugar, some pumpkin spice from Trader Joe's, and then I'll do oat milk, a double espresso, and then cold foam, the pumpkin spice cold, the Chobani one. I froth it, and then sprinkle some pumpkin spice.
That sounds bomb.
I've made that like the past like 3-4 days. I made Claudia one too.
Period. I know. I want one. Should have fucking made that.
I know.
For us.
Had I known.
I know. Us both giving signs.
You guys could have said something.
She put it in the chat.
I said 2 times. Can we get coffee?
It was
Remind me. I was putting gas.
She doesn't read the text.
Yeah, if you think I'm moody, it's because I haven't had my coffee.
We're drinking water.
Yeah, or alcohol. I'm just kidding.
You'll
never know.
They'll never know. Okay. What's been your proudest moment in your life thus far?
I think getting my esthetician license and having my own business, because personally that wasn't even in my goals, you know? I was trying to go to school, get a degree, and so getting my license and being able to do something that I love, that's my proudest moment for sure.
And you, as you should.
Yeah, bad bitch.
Because you're barely 30 years old and you have a fucking
Barely.
business. You have a business, bitch. Like, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. This is her other favorite question. What's something people don't know about you?
Bitch. Okay. I've been stung by a jellyfish.
You have?
That's funny. That's cool.
That's funny. What does that feel
It's
like?
not funny. It fucking hurts, dude.
But what does it feel like? Do you get zapped? It's like,
Yeah, on my leg. And I had an allergic reaction.
Oh.
I'm allergic to jellyfish per the lifeguard. Okay, so I was like 10.
Oh, my God.
shit.
This is why I don't really like going in the water. Like, my traumas are real. So I was in the water with my cousin Diego. We're like, you know, having fun. My cousin took us to the beach. And then he's like bending down. He's like touching his foot. And I'm like, Diego, what? Like, what is going on? He's like, ah. And then boom, it hits me. And I was like, Diego, I just got stung by a jellyfish. And he turns around and he was like trying to help me more than like what.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to carry me out the water. And my cousin, she sees us and she's like running. She's like, what happened? He's like, she got stung by a jellyfish. Help her. Like, so then my cousin's, I don't know who he was, but he carried me to the lifeguard. And the lifeguard like spraying like vinegar on my leg. He's like, you're having an allergic reaction, because it was like welting up.
Oh,
Like a bunch of bumps on my leg.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have been like, cut it off. Cut that shit off.
Dude, it was so bad.
Imagine she didn't have a leg right now.
That's not funny.
me.
That will edit out.
That's not funny, but
Because I got stung by a jellyfish.
jellyfish. Oh my God.
Bitch, I'd be so scared.
Yeah.
But the vinegar helped? That's all you needed?
Yeah, kind of. But for the whole week, I couldn't wear like pants.
Oh.
And I had to carry around a bottle of vinegar.
You stunk.
I was stanky.
Oh
Dude, I remember, I will not forget, like, we had a family party at my tia's house. And I had to wear, like, shorts, you know? And everyone's like, what happened to your leg? Because it just kept, like, coming back. Like, it would get itchy.
Yeah.
And then it would just welt up again. Like, a bunch of little, like, all over my leg right here. And then, I was just, my bottle of my mom would be like, ven, like, with the vinegar.
She said, vinegar.
Yeah, and on my leg. And I would just be dripping the vinegar.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I would never forget that.
For the amount of times that we swim in the ocean, and us have never, knock on wood,
Dude, it
gotten
hurts.
stung.
Like, it just feels like you don't, like, get, you know,
Yeah.
but, like, but, like, it's just, like, like, pins, you know, like,
Does it
on your
burn?
leg. It burns. It, like, stings. Yeah.
I never knew that about
Okay,
you.
that was
that
that's
is,
a, like, yeah.
She's like, that's a funny one.
That was a funny one.
And then our last, like, random one. Who are some of your role models, and what have you learned from them?
Role models, I would say, like, my grandparents, like, love-wise, you know, like, they're everything. Like, they've been my grandpa passed away, but they were together, like, 73 years maybe.
Oh.
Like, I was 4 years old at their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, I aspire to be them, build a family, you know, like them one day. Career-wise, Anthony.
I think he's on all of our lists.
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah.
Like, he, you know, obviously.
Who's Anthony, for the listeners?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's my man. It's just the way he, like, his goals are his, you know. And he's not like a, you know, he doesn't like the attention. He doesn't like any of that. But I always tell him, like, you deserve it. Like, it's okay, you know. Because, dude, he's worked so hard. And, like, he's so humble. Like, yeah. I aspire to be him in my career, you know. Like, that, yeah. I would think them, you know. My mom, like, as a Latina, like, hardworking mother, Like, she never gave up on her family till this day. You know, she grinds hard. Yeah.
Not me, like. I know. I was like, don't look at me.
Don't look at me, dude.
Don't look at me, dude.
Yeah.
No, I love that, yeah. And it's like what you said even about your grandparents. Like, I wouldn't have thought to put that in, like, oh, and your role model is, like, about the love.
Yeah,
then,
like,
it also just shows so much about you and, like, your character.
Family,
you know?
like, I just... all my tias, my tios, like, even though there's a family, you know, every family has drama, nobody's perfect, but just all of it, like, the way we grew up, like, I'm so grateful, like, we got to grow up together. My cousins, like, till this day, we're so close, you know, but, yeah, I love them. They're so cutesy.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into it.
Get into it, sis.
Get into it.
Get into it. So, I mean, as we mentioned, you know, we know you do. Guys, I'm going to struggle with this word. I could never say it, so I'm going to say esti because I could never say esthetician. Esthetician.
You said it.
Esthetician.
Esthetician.
Okay. The first, you said it.
I'm like, I always struggle, so I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, but esti is.
She does facials or whatever.
Okay?
Oh, whatever.
But yeah, so with that, can you share your journey, you know, how you got into that world and what inspired you to become an esthetician?
So in 2021, it was still COVID. Anthony and I were working out in his, like, yard, and I was like, I want my own business, you know, and, like, even you came into that conversation, like, Mely has, like, you know, her clothing and stuff, and he's like, what do you want to do, though? And I'm like, I don't know. And I've always loved the beauty industry, and Claus, you guys know Claus, we've always been really close, and she's like, dude, like, do pedicures, and I was like, baby.
Nah, babe.
I was like, dude, I can't. Like, it would have been so cool because it could have been her and I, you know?
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So I was like, no. And then I initially, when I started esthetician school, I was like, I want to do brows. That's what I want to do. That's why I'm going to get my license. And then he's like, but you know, you're going to have to touch people's faces, you know, like, you're going to have to do facials and stuff to get through school. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And he's like, are you sure you're going to be able to do that? Because I get grossed out, like, pretty easily. And I'm like, yeah, we'll find out when I get there, you know? Yeah. So that conversation was had. I was like, what if I go to school to get my license to do brows? And then when I was there, you learn about the skin, and I fell in love with it. And just giving my classmates facials, like, it was just so, it just came so, like, natural, you know. I didn't feel like, oh my God, like, I have to give a facial, like. So that's how that started. That was when the idea, and I started looking for schools because I was still working full time. So I started looking for schools. Obviously, I couldn't quit my job. And I found a school that was part-time, 6 to 10 p.m., Monday through Friday. That was the hard part, right?
I remember those days.
Those days were, dude, I can't.
When we would plan our nights out, like, Daniella doesn't get out till 10. We're like, okay, we'll pregame and then she'll meet us there.
Yeah, dude, it was hard. I would work 8 to 5 p.m., go to school 6 to 10 p.m. I worked in Manhattan Beach. My school was in, like, Koreatown. So I would drive. Literally, I would get to school at probably like 5:50 sometimes. I would, like, snack on something. And Susie did school with me. So, I mean, it was cool because I kind of had her, like, we worked together and then we would go to school together. Like, it was nice having someone that I already knew. But, yeah, so I did that. I couldn't quit my job, so I had no, like, social life besides the weekends. And then Fridays, 10 p.m.
We outside.
We were outside, yeah. Anthony would take me to school Fridays and pick me up so that I could, like, wherever we had to go, we would just go straight there. And that's how I got through that because, I don't know. The first, I think, 2 months of school, it was online. That was when I was on Zoom every day and stuff. And then, yeah, that's how that started. When school started, my dad had passed away a week before. and I didn't want to go anymore, obviously. Like, I traveled to Mexico in July. He passed away July 25th, the day I was coming back. And then school started August 2nd. And I was like, I don't even want to go anymore. And that's when Anthony was like, you're going to let, like, that, you know, you're going to be sad, you know, I know. But how long are you going to be sad for? Is, like, the question, right? And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, I just don't want to go. He's like, I think you should think about it. Like, you already started the process. Mm-hmm. Do it, like, for your dad, you know? Like, if anything, I'm sure he would want you to do it. So that, I was just like, oh, fine. Like, yeah. He's right. Like, I guess. So, and it helped me. It distracted me. Obviously, I was sad, but honestly, I don't know if this sounds crazy or not. I always, before I tell people this part, I always say that because it might seem like insensitive or like I don't care. Yeah, so I don't know if this sounds crazy or not, but like my dad passing away gave me peace of mind because he was an alcoholic and he wasn't here, and I never really knew what he was doing and if he was okay, if he was eating, if, you know. So me being able to go and say my goodbyes to him and like have that closure, I think that it helped me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, as for my dad, that was like, it was hard, but then again, it was like, okay, like, I know he's okay. You know, I know where he's at. So that was like my journey. And then I remember I made a post about it, and all my friends from esthetician school were like, dude, you were going through that when you started school. Like, what the hell? Like, why didn't you tell us? I'm like, it's not something that I really want, like, care, like, not care to share, but I don't ever want anyone to, like, think I want them to feel bad or, you know, things like, because it's such a, I don't ever want anyone to think that, but I think now, like, I'm okay sharing that because even though that happened to me, like, I was able to do what I did and be here today. Yeah. And if anyone is ever going through something like that, I want them to feel like you're gonna be okay.
Not be crying. No, literally. Yeah, I'm sorry.
She told us we were gonna cry.
I know. It's like I knew I was gonna cry. No, because I mean, oh no.
Like, I know you guys have been through things too, you know, and like, trust me, I know it's hard.
Yeah. But it's like, that's when, like, wow, so proud of you, obviously, because I couldn't imagine being in that position. But to that point, that was like, you having that conversation with Anthony was the pivotal moment of like, okay, what am I I'm gonna choose to either stop at this moment or go and continue, and look at you now.
Because had I stopped, like, what, like, when was I gonna restart? Was I really gonna, like, be like, okay, let me go back, like, and do it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that I would have had that same spark in me to do it. And it was kind of like, I also felt bad because Susie was signing up for school too, right? And we were going to do it together. So I also thought about her too. I'm like, I can't just leave her hanging. Like, she signed up for school at the same time as me so we could do the program together, you know? So I was like, I'm going to just leave her hanging. Like, that's messed up too, you know?
You're like, okay, I'm doing this.
I'm like, okay, yeah. And then I did that. I didn't, when I was going through school, obviously I didn't want to work anymore, right? I was like, fuck, I just want to quit my job. Even though, like, I love my bosses. Like, they were, even though it was a hard... For the record, like, doctor, you know. No, they were cool, like, whatever. Besides that, I was like, I want to work from home job. You know, when I was like close to finishing school so that I could do facials at home, and then like right when I got off of work, I could just have clients there, you know.
And you did. I remember that.
I did get a work from home job, but it was not what I expected.
I remember the interview process.
Girl.
You're like, what questions do I ask?
Right. Like,
why the fuck do I have to ask a question? Bitch, ask a question. Trust me.
Like, girl, y'all hire me. I'm like, Yeah, I was like, I want to work from home job, whatever. It was not what I expected. It was harder than I thought. I would be taking my laptop with, like trying to work other places and stuff, but I just couldn't. It was like a call center, and it was just too much, mentally draining. And then when we went to Vegas for the Karol G concert, I had requested that time off, and they had given me a hard time. And then when we came back, I was like, I don't want to go to work. That's when fast forward, right? I had already started my facials at home, gotten my license, and doing work from home. And then, that's when I told Anthony, I was like, I want to quit. And he's like, girl, please, like,
you just got here.
Yeah, he's like, what? Like, why? And I'm like, I want to quit. Like, I just can't do it anymore. And he's like, he thought I was just being dramatic until there was, like, tears in my eyes, And then he's like, okay, like, relax. We'll talk about it, whatever. And then I thought he was just going to forget about it. Because I like to run things by him because he keeps me, I'm very impulsive. He keeps me grounded down here. Because I would have just quit. I would have asked my mom, like, Mom, what do you think? My mom's always like, just quit.
Fuck it.
Just quit. Yeah. I've always called my mom before quitting a job, like, Mom, what do you think? And she's like, vete. Like, you'll find another job. So I, like, talked to him, and he's like, no, like, why? And then that's when I was like, I just can't, whatever. And he's like, okay, we'll talk about it. And I thought he was just going to be like, she'll get over it, And then he's like, okay, so what's up? Like 2 days later, I'm like, oh, we're talking about it. Like, oh, shit. So then we were talking about it, and he's like, okay, like, quit. And I already had my studio. So the reason why I got my studio is because I had this job. And I was like, if I don't do enough facials to pay my rent here, my money from my job will cover it. And I was like, for real? Like, you're telling me I could quit? And he's like, I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to do, like, quit. And I was like, and that's like one of the things, like, that people, that hold a lot of people back. Like, should I quit my job to start this business? And I did it. Yeah. I quit my job. And thankfully, I am still running, I'm up and running still 2 years later. So when I quit, the bosses were mad, right? Because I had just got there. And I was like, honestly, like, I didn't expect, like, I'm sorry. Like, I did expect to be here longer, but this is just not for me. Like, I need to take care of me. And they were like, okay, And then because of the response they gave me, I was like, I don't even want to.
Like, thank God I did.
Yeah. And then remember at Rick's house, the Halloween, I was like, you guys, should I call off tomorrow?
You're like, fuck them.
Yeah. So I
was like, use all your sick time.
Yeah. Because I had so much sick time.
I was like, take advantage of it.
Yeah. So I ended up with COVID.
Yeah.
That week. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Period.
And here we are.
No, I remember the at-home facials in your closet.
Yeah.
That were the extra room.
Yeah. By the way, that closet, guys, huge.
Huge. It literally was an extra room.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like, at least for me, when I started having facials with you, I feel like that's when I got closer to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when we would just start talking about things, and I learned so much about you in the hour that I was there getting my facial.
Yeah.
And I was going all the time. Like, bitch, I was there every, 3 weeks or some shit. My skin was looking A1.
Yeah, that's where I started, in my closet at home. I remember throwing a bunch of stuff out. And then I bought my stuff, and I just started setting up, and I'm like, okay. And I was actually still in school when I was doing the facials at home. Like, obviously for cheaper, right? Because I wasn't even licensed yet. They said we could practice on friends and family, so I was. And I was there for a minute, but it started to get to the point where I was having, new clients come, and I was, anxious to have them come into my house. My dog's barking, my sister's yelling at my knees, my mom's sitting on the couch on her phone, it was just awkward to be like, oh, this is my mom. do I introduce my mom to this random client that I just met? You know what I mean? So it just got awkward, and I was like, I want my own space. I was ready. And my tia, who cuts hair, she's like, oh, mija, the lady I work with, she's opening, you know, you want to rent from her. And I was like, okay, yeah, fuck it. And I did it.
I remember that moment. I was like, oh my God.
When we saw the post, the reel.
Oh, yeah.
We were like.
I don't think I said anything, right?
No, you just posted it.
Did it, yeah.
I was like, she did it.
We're like, oh my God.
Like, I was
dude.
so happy, but it literally that I was like, oh my God, she did it.
Yeah.
And from there, I knew it was like, she
that's it.
And it's hard. Like, it is hard. Like, I kid you not. Sometimes I'm like, oh, what am I doing wrong? You know? Because I want to be busier, like, as a business owner. You know, you want to fill your schedule. Like, that's a goal, right? But I know it takes time. And I'll get there. But it's not easy. Sometimes I'm like, fuck. Like, what am I doing wrong, you know? But this, you know, these past couple months, I've been learning a lot. And I've been connecting with other people in the industry that are helping me and kind of mentoring me, you know, to do new things. And it kind of, like, lit a fire up my ass. You know, like, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I need to get on it. Like, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
So, hopefully new things coming soon.
Period.
SkinByDaniK.
I feel like that's a big thing. Because you talk about, like, networking. It's so important because we get in our heads so much and we can get tunnel vision. And we've talked about this before, but, like, asking for help can get you light years ahead.
Yep.
Way quicker than you try to figure it out by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that are like, oh, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Ask people who have done it and know what they're doing. Like, whoever, if you're like, I aspire to be like this person.
Yeah.
Find out what they're doing. They can give you a cheat code in a way.
Yeah, there's estheticians, like, in the community, you know, that are willing to give information. And, you know, I never felt, like, comfortable because I'm more, like, shy. I'm like, oh, like, she's going to be like, what? Like, what does this bitch want? You know? Yeah. But they're so willing and open. Like, it makes me feel so good to be in this industry and to have women like that around me. And men. Like, there's men in the industry, too, that are so open and willing to give you information without asking for anything in return.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge. Like, community over competition for real.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, because I'm like, it's within the same space, same industry, but it's like, it's not a competition. It's like, we're
like,
all
there's clients for everyone.
Yep.
And your facial is not going to be like my facial.
Yeah.
Like, there's just little things, you know, and we can teach each other those things.
No, 100%.
You know?
And you can learn something from everyone.
Yeah. Like, I connected recently with an esthetician from my building, and she's invited me to events and stuff, and it's been so much fun, like, learning and just being around, like, other business owners and stuff. Like, with her, like, we get to, like, I get to talk. She's like, oh, do your clients do this? Like, oh, do you do this? Like, just, like, connect, you know, and understand each other, because, like, I could go and talk to a friend, but, like, you're not, if I tell you something about a client, you're gonna be like, oh, like, well, you know,
we're
like,
not in the space.
Yeah, you're not in the
we're not the experts.
Yeah, so it feels really nice to have that support, like, from different women in the industry.
No, 100%. Networking is so important in any aspect. If you have a business, if you're in school, even at your own like job, if you work in a corporate office, networking with other people is so important, because you just learn so much more. It just makes you better and more well-rounded overall. So, just curious, what are some of your favorite, like, treatments to give, or, like, what's your favorite?
I think all time is dermaplaning.
I remember you.
I love a good dermaplaning facial. Like,
can you explain what that is for our listeners?
So we will cleanse your skin. Exfoliation would be the dermaplane, where we remove the peach fuzz, vellus hair off the face.
Should be lining you up.
I do. We use a medical grade scalpel, and I'm gonna take the opportunity.
I'm like, we hide
to say this here. Do not use those tinkle razors.
Last weekend.
Because that will cause tears in the skin.
She's like, bitch, why are you yelling at us? The fuck?
Cause y'all be the type.
Let me
Let me find out, dude.
I remember one time I pulled up to my facial. She was like, bitch. She literally hit me. She was like, you did it, huh? And I was like, yeah, I couldn't wait. She was like, bitch, what the fuck?
She booked a facial that has dermaplaning included.
I could not wait.
I'm like, bro, you do know.
I could not wait.
I'm gonna do it.
Like, even the hair grows back differently. Like, I feel like it doesn't grow back thicker or anything, but I feel like when you use the tinkle razor, you can feel the difference, like, in your skin. Like, your skin's so much more rough and, like, dry. Like, you're not supposed to use it. It's causing tears in your skin. Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, next question.
She said, okay, anyway. That was funny.
Okay, what are some current, like, industry trends that are Dani coded? Like, 2 or 3.
Girl, don't do shit I don't. It's because I feel it's just hard. It's hard to say something because TikTok is crazy. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't like to be like, this will be good for you or this is good, because everyone's skin is so different. And that's what the girls on TikTok don't understand. Like, what works for you might not work for the next person. And I've had girls come in to me like, it's because I tried, like, breaking out. I tried this. I saw on TikTok this girl use this serum or this cleanser, and they're, you know, breaking out. And she's like, she had glass skin. And I'm like, she's probably not acne prone, you know? And you are. So it's hard. It's really hard to say, like, this is, you know. But, like, dermaplaning is amazing. Obviously for the right skin, right? If you have inflamed acne, please don't do it. Like, you're going to break out more. It's going to be worse. But dermaplaning is amazing. Like, everyone that can do it, it's
I'd be
life-changing.
walking out looking like a glazed.
It's life-changing. Yeah.
It's so good.
That, I mean, I feel like in the industry, like, chemical peels are very popular, which I love too. So, like, if you can get a chemical peel, like, just, like, those two things. And I feel like they're popular, you know. I feel like everyone's like, oh, I'm going to get a chemical peel. Like, peel season's coming up, like, the winter, fall, you know. Those two things, I think, that's, like, from an esthetician, you know. I wouldn't recommend you doing, like, any TikTok trends or any, you know, like, skin trends like that. And as for skincare, like, if you got skincare from Sephora, like, I 10 out of 10 don't recommend, you know, because I feel those things are just the brand more than anything. It's not really about the product. Like, professional grade skincare, medical grade skincare is what's going to really change your skin and have it at its healthiest. And that's what people don't get. Like, it's our largest organ. Like, you need to take care of it. Okay. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's no real trends that I would be like, you can do this, you know? Because everything is so, like, over the counter. And, like, I don't work with that stuff or recommend it. You get me? So that's hard. That's hard to say.
I thought you were going to say, wear your damn SPF.
I was waiting for
I was literally waiting.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
I thought, like, you meant, like...
no, trends is just, like, what's popular. Like, what's trending. Like, what is... what are, like...
bitch, yeah. Like, your damn SPF, for sure. Like,
what?
that is a given, baby. Like, if you're gonna wear, like, one thing, have it be your SPF. Because that's gonna protect your skin. That's the code. Like, if you're gonna not do any skincare, at least wear your SPF.
Yeah.
But everything, it could be so simple. It could be so simple. Cleanser, moisturizer, SPF. Like, when you brush your teeth, wash your face. Like, you brush your teeth, right? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know it's hard for some people to be consistent. Like, I get it. Because obviously, like, I was and always like, oh, I'm gonna wash my face, you know? But if you want that, you know, healthy skin, for sure, just SPF.
Y'all heard it. Go get that SPF.
Go to SkinByDaniK.com.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Not you forgetting.
If there's gonna
It's
be
new.
Other,
It's
yeah,
new.
there's a
It's
moment where
new.
we
It's
bring
new.
it. Yeah.
So obviously you see like a bunch of different like clients, like so how do you approach like building trust with them and like building that relationship to kind of like get them to come back?
So that's another thing. A lot of people walk in and they're like so shy, and that's when I feel like I gotta make them feel comfortable. You know, like it just kicks in. Like you're just like, hey, how are you? Like, all right, what's going on? Like, have you had a facial before? Like, I just started talking, literally, like about anything. Like, oh, do you have any plans this weekend? Like, just to make them like crack, you know, because people will literally lay there in silence. Like, I know some people go to relax, but I know some people have questions.
Yeah.
Because of their intake forms, they'll put like, oh, I'm concerned about my acne, my fine lines, my this, my that. I'm like, I know you want to ask these questions, and I want to be able to provide that information. So I just want them to, from the jump, when they arrive, I'm like, hey, like, good morning, like, how are you? Like, did you find parking okay? You know, just questions like that to make them feel good. And then after that, when they're leaving, I try to explain, like, okay, so this is what we did. This is what you need to do. I try to give people samples. People who I know are really, like, into it, you know, I give them the samples and a skincare card, and I tell them, this is what you're going to do. Use this the next couple of days. Tell me if you want it, you know, whatever. I'll follow up with you, things like that. I just want them to feel, and then I'll always say, like, do you want to book your next appointment? You know, or we can target this, this, and that. I know you put this on this form, you know, like, so I just try to be the, like, the talkative one and just make them feel like, okay, like I feel okay, you know? Like, I've had clients come in and they're just, like, so shy. It's, like, the younger clients, too. And I'm like, girl, talk to me. Tell me about you poisoning your boyfriend or something. Like, girl, tell me. Spill, yeah. Because some people will come in and they're like, hey, like, you know.
Oh, babe, that's me. I come in, I'm like, okay, bitch. That's when we get updates.
I know, yeah. So I just try to, be very open. Because, I don't know, when I feel like someone, like, for instance, like, Anthony's little sister, like, when we're out and stuff, I feel like I gotta be the one to be like, oh, what do you want? You want this? Okay, like, because I don't want her to feel shy or, like, she can't ask, or, like, I don't want my clients to feel that way either. Like, I don't want them to feel like they can't ask me something because they're shy or, like, intimidated. I don't know. Yeah. So I just try to make them crack, girl.
Yeah, feel comfortable.
It is like pulling teeth sometimes, though. Sometimes I just, like, shut up because I'm like, okay, they're not gonna talk until the end, and then I'll text them. Hey, do you have any questions? Like, checking in, how's your skin doing? Yeah. Like, the more quiet ones, I'll always text them after. Like, hey, just want to follow up, see how your skin's doing today.
I like that.
You know, and then they'll text me, oh my God, my skin feels great, thank you so much, because they're more comfortable through text, right?
And I like that because then it, like, gets them in that zone, like, oh my God, she texted me, like, so for the next appointment or whatnot, they feel more comfortable.
Feel like she cares.
Yeah, so that's what I try to do. It's also a job in itself.
Having to be on
social media, text. Like, sometimes my clients will text me when I'm with a client. I'll look over, like, my phone, I'll, like, look over, and then I'm like, okay, like, I'll have to text them back. I'll look at it when I'm done with my client, and then set up for my next client. Girl, I forget to text people back all the time, and I'm like, damn, they probably hate me, you know? But I always, like, apologize, like, I'm so sorry.
Like,
I'm not ignoring you. I just, life happens. And it's hard. Social media is hard. A job in itself.
No, literally. You're killing it, though.
Yeah. And then with, like, even with that, with the clients, like, can you share a memorable experience with a client that has impacted your career so far?
Let me see. I mean, I like when my clients feel comfortable enough to tell me, like, they're going through something, you know? And I had a client, I don't want to, like, put her business out there, you know, she told me about, like, a loss in her family. And, like, you could just tell she really needed, you know, like,
someone to talk to.
Yeah. Because immediately off the bat, like, she told me, you know. I was like, how are you? Like, you know. She was, like, very quiet. And I'm like, what's going on, you know. She's like, oh, like, and she just, like, told me. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I just felt like I needed to, like, make her feel so good.
Yeah.
You know, so I just tried to, like, talk to her, like, you know, I know it's hard, you know. That, like, was so special to me, to feel, like, to be that person for her. Like, she was going through something, and she came to see me.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time, like, it happens. Yeah. Like,
I went to go see you.
Came to see me, too. And that feels good, you know, to be there, like, for those people who, it's not just a facial.
Yeah.
It's like you came in and, like, I hugged her, like, when she left, you know. I was like, can I hug you? Like, I feel like I need to hug you, you know. And that felt really good.
Yeah. And
like,
it just
those
shows a lot about
yeah.
the community that you're building within your own business.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because, like, I've experienced so much loss, but, like, I'm okay, like, to talk, you know. Like, I feel okay to be there for someone who's going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that felt really good. Like, that's one experience. And I went home and I was, like, talking about it, you know. I was like, oh, my client, like, like, I feel for, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that, even just, like, what you just said, you went home and you still thought about it. Because
yeah, like, I thought about her, and I
yeah.
was like, ugh, like,
yeah.
because, like, I've been through it, you know. And I'm like, you just go home and you feel like, like.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think that's one of the most memorable. Because it wasn't just about the facial. It was about someone's, like, real life emotions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's one.
And then just to that, like, even I know we just mentioned that, but the fact that you're taking that home, like, how do you manage work-life balance?
Oh, I mean, honestly, it's hard. Yeah. It is hard because sometimes I just want to, like, say all these things, you know. But it's like, I also don't want to be telling my clients business, you get me? Like, that's something they told me, you know. So sometimes I'm like, ugh, like, I just want to, like, so I'll talk to Anthony, but he's not a girl. He doesn't give me the same energy like a girl would give me, you know. So, I mean, I try to just block out time, you know, where I do personal things. Like, I keep my schedule, like, Saturday short, so I can do things for me that make me happy. I get my nails done every 2 weeks. Like, that's me time throughout the work week, you know. And I go, like, to the gym. Sometimes I get dragged there. Yeah, so that all those things, like, help for sure. When I've recently started trying not to respond to clients after a certain time.
Set those boundaries, girl.
Because it's not even like they blow me up or anything, but sometimes I'm, like, stressed, like, oh, I need to reply because someone messaged me. But it's like, I could reply in the morning. Like, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Even though I just never want my clients to feel, like, ignored or something. So it's like a guilty feeling, right? It's like, I saw it, but I'm cooking. You get me?
I feel like it's also because you are, like, your own business.
It's a one-man team.
And but it's also not like a 9 to 5. So you feel like you're constantly on. But because you are your own business, you are your own team, you set the schedule.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like when you if you were in an office, you get an email at 6 p.m., you logged off at 5:30.
Baby, that email's waiting for tomorrow.
Exactly. You're not going to go back and log on, like, so it's kind of like, and also, you have to also teach your clients how you work. Because then if, like, mal acostumbrados, if someone texts you at 10 p.m. and you're like, oh, she responds. Yeah. And then the word of mouth, oh, she responded to me.
Whenever,
yeah, text her, she'll respond to you.
It's really hard to set those boundaries because I also have good relationships with my clients. Like, most of my clients, like, I'm like, that's my girl, you know? I'm like, hey, bitch. Like, you know, they get so we get so comfortable with each other. And so it's like, oh, you messaged me at 10 p.m. Like, hey, you know. Yeah. But sometimes it's like, it's about work. Mm-hmm. You get me? And even sometimes, like, at parties, they're like, look at my skin. And I'm like, okay. You know, like, it's hard to...
You're like, girl, book an appointment. We'll talk then.
Like, sometimes, like, I don't get, like, annoyed or anything. I just...
You want to have you time,
like,
relax.
Yeah, it's like my...
working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I want to turn my esthetician brain off.
Yeah, because then it's kind of like, that's, like, I'm talking, like, a consultation in the middle of a dinner or something, you know what I mean?
She busts out the invoice.
Like, it's not like, oh, it's annoying, you know, but it's just, like, it's... Yeah.
Can you imagine? She literally
carry that shit.
Like, oh,
like a screen. Like
here's the dinner receipt and here's the the invoice.
The consultation.
You're like, I accept Cash App, Zelle.
Yeah.
Like Tap of Square.
But that's one of the hardest things. Even one of my clients, she messaged me last time. I think it was like 7:30, and she's like, "Feel free to ignore me until business hours." And I was like, "Oh, like." And I didn't want to ignore her, you know. I'm like, no, girl, I don't want to ignore you. Yeah.
But you appreciate that she even, like,
she acknowledged, like, oh, like, it's not business hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ignore me. And it was just to, like, change her appointment or something. But something simple. But that was nice of her to acknowledge. But it is hard for me because I see a message and I'm like, oh, let me respond. Mm-hmm. And I don't ever want it to be like, oh, she's ignoring me. She posted on her personal, because some of my clients follow my personal, you know what I mean? So I'm like, but it doesn't, it's fine. Yeah. Like,
but it's like, you also have a life.
Yeah, I'm never, like, I haven't been busy to the point where I can't look at my phone, you know. In between clients, sometimes I'll respond, like, so it's never to the point where it's like I have 20 messages at 10 p.m., you know. So I mean, for now. For now. But I do a lot of things outside of work, you know. We go places, like, so I don't ever feel like, oh, work is draining me.
Yeah.
And also because I enjoy it, like, Claudia works there, like, we just be talking, and I, like, go in there and talk to her and her clients when I don't have a client, so it's cool, you know. It's fine. Like, I don't ever feel I'd always feel like I want more, you know.
That's good.
So it's fine. I think I just do things for me that I still love to do, you know.
Yeah, just making the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you mentioned you being Latina, so just, like, putting a little bit more, like, shining light on it, like, what does that mean to you, like, being Latina, and, like, what role has that played in, like, your journey?
So as a Latina, I feel like I'm in such a good place because it's not really expected for Latinos, Latinas to be business owners. You know, I honestly never thought it was in the cards for me. So it feels really good to be a Latina in this industry that has a lot of people that are not Latino. So yeah, it's just it makes me feel more powerful. Like I can have Spanish speaking clients. You know, it feels really good. Yeah, I never thought that I would be here because, like I said, like, it's not in the card. You know, it's not typically in the cards for, like, our parents. You know, my dad installed carpet for years. You get me? He wasn't his own business owner. My mom wasn't her, like. So to be able to be here, that it, as a Latina, it means a lot.
And I think also you providing that service, because even before this, like, I never thought to, like, go get facials or whatever. Like, that was things I saw, like, white ladies do, or, like, super wealthy people. It wasn't until you started, and you were like, oh, like, and you told us, like, I'm gonna start practicing, like, let me know if you want to book a facial, and now it's, like, life-changing.
Yeah, because it's not something we're accustomed to. Even my tia, I was talking to my tia about it. She's like, mija, like when we grew up, your Nina was not showing us anything about skincare, let alone facials, you know? She's like, that's like unheard of. And she said that when she started working for her company, you know, that's when she started getting into skincare because they have like a bunch of skincare items and stuff. And she's like, wow, like this is life-changing, you know? She started taking care of her skin. Mind you, this is that she was 30 years old already. So to be able to provide this for like my community of people, it's, yeah, I'm grateful. Like I can't explain it.
And even like starting younger, like to your point, like you do teen facials and stuff. So you're like educating people.
And a lot of my clients, they're like, can I bring my son to you? Can I bring my daughter to you? Like, she needs to understand how important it is. But can you tell her how important it is? So I'm kind of getting people's kids in trouble, you know? I'm like, so your mom told me you're not wearing your SPF. You need to wear your SPF. Because they'll have, like, scars and stuff. They pick their pimples. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, their moms be like, they don't wash their face and they play sports. They're so nasty, you know? So I always try to just reiterate how important it is and try to kind of scold them, you know, like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I like my teen clients. They're so funny because they're so shy, but then as they start coming in, you can tell they like open up. Like one of my clients, my client's son, he was super shy at first, and now he's like coming and willy-nilly. He's like, look, like I did this, and you know, like he tells me about his skin. So it's so cool, and like to be close to them. Yeah. It's cool. It's fun.
Do you ever feel like self-doubt in your career, or just like with what you're currently doing? And if so, like how do you deal with it?
I do sometimes, like if a client's not getting like cleared, you know, fast enough, like their acne is not clearing up and we're doing like all these facial, you know, but I have a friend, Sandra, my Esty bestie. We went to school together. I call her and she always brings me down from that. I'm like, bitch, what am I doing? Like, oh, like why? You know, I get frustrated. I send her like pictures like, look, this is this. And she's like, okay, relax, like, are you doing this? Yes. Are you doing this? Yes. Like, she just helps me like come back to be able to like make a plan, you know? She's like, chill, like it's not you, you know, you're doing everything right. And I'm like, okay. Like I always call her when I just, can you talk? Yeah, call me. Or she'll be like, can you talk? Yeah, call me. So it's cool to have like her. She, whenever I feel in doubt about anything, I call her. Like, even though we went to school together, we know, like, the same things. Just to hear her tell me, you're good. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I call her a lot for things like that. Because it happens often. That I'm like, ugh, why? You know? Like, what am I doing wrong?
She's like, 1 + 1 is motherfucking 2.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. But sometimes it's really not me. It's the clients, their diet, hormones. You know, there's things that I can't control. I can just teach them how to control it, you know? So, Sandra, my girl, she brings me back to zero.
Everyone go get you a Sandra.
For real.
And with that, are there any other business ventures up your sleeve? What is next for SkinByDaniK?
Honestly, right now, I just want to bring on like new things, like new products, new product lines to be able to provide different facials that I'm not already providing. So that's in the works. Just hopefully new services. Yeah, with new product. Yeah,
and then guys, Daniella, it's a team of one. She's doing the content. She's doing socials. She's responding to clients.
She has a website now.
Now has SkinByDaniK.com.
Yeah, that was
shipping
hard.
orders.
Yeah.
And on top of that, your workload, like your regular clients, you know, your facials. So what are your goals for the next few years in your like professionally and just personally, if you can share that with us?
I want to be able, obviously I want to grow more, right? And when I reach a certain point, I want to be able to provide information, help, be a mentor, like for people who want to be in this industry, younger women, hopefully, because, like, I'm 30, right? So sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm older, you know, like, I could have done this so long ago. And that, like, I'm, like, hard on myself, right? So I want to hopefully help women, you know, men, whatever, in the industry to grow. But in order to do that, like, I need to be at a certain point, right? So when I get there, that's in hopefully the next few years, you know, that's one of my goals, to be able to provide information, because nobody told me, right? So, like, how to register your business, simple things like that, right? Luckily, I had Anthony, who already had his business, and he kind of helped me. But sometimes we're like, do you think we're doing everything right? Like, I don't know. Like, do I owe the IRS money? I don't know. Maybe. You know? So things like that. I want to be able to provide a guide for people, because it's hard. And, yeah, I didn't have anyone, so I want to be that person for people.
Yeah. And I think that's so important.
That's what I want my Efecto to be.
Period.
Yes. No, and I think that's so important, because even when you said, like, registering, like, the business, like, I know when I was doing that too, like, and for a while,
girl,
like, it's hard, and it's just because it's scary, because it's the government and it's the IRS, but once you get it down, it is simple. Anyone can do it as long as you have.
So how you doing, girl? Because my shit might still be wrong.
No, like, girl,
not 2 years in. Oh, it's only been a couple.
No, yeah, it's been like 2 years. It's a month.
A month.
You've only been open for a month. It's okay.
Yeah, like, I'm like, but just registering it, you know.
No, yeah, it's hard. Yeah. I definitely, till this day, I'm like, wait, do I have the right permits? Like, am I good?
I mean, no one has come searching for you, right?
I know. And to that, every permit is different. So that is true. That is
like
true.
Your seller's permit. Like, you need everything.
Yeah.
And no one tells you this. They don't tell you this in school. Mm-hmm. In school, they just teach you, they you just read a book. Yeah. So everything else, you know, that you learn is on you. Mm-hmm. Dermaplaning course on you, you know, nano course on you. Like, everything is on you. Any new skincare line, that's on you. You research it. You do it.
Yeah.
So it is, you know, a challenge. So I think to be able to provide information for other people, that would be a goal.
Love that. And you basically answered, like, the question we always ask people, like, what is the impact you want to leave? And I feel like that's so important, paying it forward.
Yeah, I want to be able to help people, because I'm receiving that help, you know. Like, obviously, now, you know, I'm learning to reach out to people and things like that to be able to get that help. But to be able to have it, now I'm learning so much more, you know. And then from there, I want to grow and hopefully be this person for someone, a role model, something.
Period. I love that. See, it wasn't scary.
That was scary. That was spooky.
Not spooky. So where can our listeners find you, book with you?
My Instagram is at SkinByDaniK. Literally, just like that. My TikTok's at SkinByDaniK. You can shop at SkinByDaniK.com. What else? I think that's it, right?
And she's in her studio's in Redondo Beach.
Redondo Beach, yes.
So hit her up.
Do it.
Call me.
No, but thank you so much, Daniella.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
That was fun.
Like, we have a friendship, all of us, but hearing this side and just your journey and, like, you
I
know?
don't think we've ever got this deep, huh?
No, because we've definitely, like, we saw it from the outside.
Yeah.
So, like, we didn't know all the ins and outs of everything. But yeah.
Yeah.
We're so
we
proud
could
of you.
yap.
Oh, we're yappers or whatever.
Thank you, guys. This was fun.
Yay.
Okay. Well, guys. Oh.
She said,
why are you always breaking something?
I know.
Real.
Always. But that is it for today's episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Like always, follow us on social media and
follow
SkinByDaniK
on everything. Everything will be linked down below.
Yep. And we'll see you in next week's episode.
Bye.